All right, be honest. When was the last time that you took a real vacation? I mean, not checking your email. You left your laptop at home. If the idea of stepping away from your business makes your stomach just tighten up in knots, then this episode is for you. If you have not taken a vacation, like a true vacation in a while, which is what we hear from most of the business owners that we start working with, just tune in today because we have lined up a solution for you. And the truth is, likely you didn't start your business to be on call 24/7. Yet most entrepreneurs end up in this trap, and your business ends up coming before your own family. So if you're raising your hand now saying, "This is me," then please keep tuning in, and we are going to help you, give you some support and a special offer at the end of this episode. So keep tuning in. So, Dr. Sabrina, you are the author of the 4-week vacation.
Woohoo! 4-week vacation.
I'm just curious here, where did this idea come from? Where did it originate for you?
Years ago, I was driving home from a meeting with a small business owner, and he was walking through all the pain he was in his business. And he was telling me he had shown me his drawer full of paychecks that he'd written to himself that he hadn't been able to cash. And he was talking about one of his team members who had gotten in an accident with his truck and was driving under the influence with the business vehicle. He was telling me, like, this is his most skilled person on the team, and now he's going to have to fire him, and now he has to deal with all the insurance and the getting a new truck and all the expenses and the liability. And I was driving home and I was thinking to myself, we need a bumper sticker that says, "Have you hugged a small business owner lately?" Because wow, we small business owners, like we go through so much, like, and no one ever knows. And that's the pain really of being small business owners is we can't confide in our team. Our spouses are sick and tired of hearing about all of our business woes at the end of every day. Our friends, like friends, who has time for friends? We don't have friends to confide in. So I just thought that is like the most lonely place for a small business owner to be. And I started thinking about, okay, that sucks. What is the opposite of that? Like, if I'm going to transform and I'm going to fix this problem, and I'm going to fix it good, because I'm not just going to stick a Band-Aid on it. I'm going to fix it good for these business owners. What does that look like? And I started, it just got really clear, like them being able to be away from the business and this business being able to run without them for an extended period of time. Well, how long? Well, 4 weeks, because that's a typical business cycle. Like, you can sell something, money comes in, you deliver, and you market and you repeat. And that can typically happen in the course of 4 weeks. So if a business can do all of that without the business owner over the course of 4 weeks, then I know the problem's fixed, that this business is not dependent on the owner, and that owner can breathe. The owner can go home at night and put their phone away and be present with their family instead of, checking texts and responding to messages. That owner can count on money coming into the business, whether that owner is working or not. And that is the best thing, because like these businesses being dependent on us as the owner is the biggest risk we walk around with every single day in our business.
I chuckled when you said bumper stickers. Here's a fun fact. Dr. Sabrina and I love what we do so much. We each have personalized license plates.
Yes, we do. Mine is Be a Gift. What is yours, Melissa?
Mine is Dream Manager. So we really do love what we do, and we carry it into our life, and we're just so passionate about giving you your life back. And I just want to share why being that hero in your business keeps you stuck. So many business owners think that they have to hold on to things, that only they can do certain things in their business. And it really holds your team members back, because your team members have amazing gifts. So your A players can see inside of things that you hadn't even thought of, because they are the ones in the day-to-day. So when you give them some autonomy and allow them to shine and bring their gifts, it really helps them become invested in your business. And a lot of times it ends up serving your clients even better and creating more efficient systems and saving yourself some payroll. So let go of some of those things. And I love it when you take that long vacation, Dr. Sabrina, because it allows me to breathe a little bit and innovate and try some things out while you're gone.
Yeah. I have really been diving into our ego side of why we business owners have such a hard time stepping back. And I had a client years ago say that after working with us in the Better Business, Better Life program, he realized he had been wearing his Superman underoos to work every day. And now, after he's been in our program, he no longer goes to work in his underoos. And what he meant by that is he was getting so much satisfaction out of being that hero who swoops in and saves the day when things go wrong for clients or customers or with his team members. And he was acting like Superman. And his biggest epiphany is that when he sets his team up to be the heroes and he gets out of being the hero, that's where everything gets better. That's where the business grows. That's where it gets easier. And I think it's so fascinating how we disguise when we say we need to be in control of the business and we're afraid of letting go and letting team members make decisions because they might mess it up. We tell ourselves that's us as business owners being responsible, but that's a lie. Like when we are holding control, we are creating these glass ceilings in our businesses. And Melissa just spoke to that. She loves it when I go away because the glass ceiling goes away. Melissa gets to step into her greatness and solve the problems. And she doesn't have me to run it by anymore. And that is so powerful. And this is why we say you shouldn't just take a vacation once a year. You need to regularly vacation test your business, because every time I'm in the business without taking a vacation for more than 3 months, which we're coming up on that. And so I'm going to be taking a vacation very soon. But every time I'm in for about 3 months, I notice more and more team members reaching out saying, "What do you think about this, Dr. Sabrina?" And my response to that is, sounds great, go for it. But what it really needs to be is they don't even have the opportunity to ask me. They just need to go for it. And when I come back from vacation, because they haven't had me to run things by, they are much better at just doing it. And and then whatever fallout comes from it, good or bad, they deal with it as a team and figure it out, versus coming to me and saying, "I screwed this up, help me fix it." Because that's not ownership. That's not accountability at that point. You, the business owner, being away is what drives that ownership and accountability on your team.
Yeah, and you need to build the muscle. So take those baby steps, start with a couple of days and continually increase your time away. And as you do that, then you're going to build trust. You're going to build confidence within yourself, but then trust on your team members, because they will take that initiative to step up and do things. And I remember, oh my gosh, years ago, you would come back from your 4-week vacation and I would have a really long list of things to run by you. And now last year you were out 7 weeks? I think
so, yes.
And there was nothing. I think there was like one thing that I ran by you, which I already knew the answer to. And the funny thing is, at that time we were meeting every other week for a one-on-one, and we stopped that because we figured if you could be gone for 7 weeks, why were we taking up an hour every other week from our calendar time? And now we give that back to our clients. So taking that time
I want to say, like, I want to be real clear, like the one-to-ones didn't go away. One-to-ones are absolutely needed. The one-to-ones now are happening with our integrator. So she does the one-to-ones with Melissa and Caitlin and other members of our leadership team instead of it being me. And what that has done is it allows me to show up and be present for the team members in the capacity that they need me. And so what that looks like is just me checking in like, hey, how are you doing? Let's talk about your A-player development plan. Let's talk about what your personal goals are. And let's talk about what your career goals are. And where is what you're doing at Tap the Potential fitting into your overall life? And so that is a higher level of leadership. It's not micromanaging at that point.
Yeah, it levels up the relationship and it allows your team members to experience you at a different capacity. And it really feels like a safer space, right? And then it allows, so for example, as I'm meeting with our integrator, I get to spend more time with her and receive her coaching and her brilliance and expertise. So it's really helping me become a more well-rounded individual. And that's what it's going to do for your team members as well. So, Dr. Sabrina, like if you could just pinpoint one thing and give a gift to all of our friends listening today, what is that real reason, the very underlying, talk to us like the doctor you are. What is that underlying issue that you can't take time off from your business?
We have created codependency in our businesses. It is toxic and it is unhealthy. So just imagine you listening, you probably have children. How crazy it would be to rock your 12-year-old to sleep every night, right? Would you say like, come sit in my lap, let's go rock a bye baby, get you sleepy, pat, pat, pat. But this is how we act with our businesses that are mature 10, 11, 12, 20-year-old businesses. Like, I got to do everything for you. And that feeds the need we business owners have to be needed. It's part of our identity. Again, it's putting on the Superman or Superwoman underoos. We've got to break that. Just like when we raise our children, we are raising people to be independent adults who can think for themselves and make decisions. Just this morning, my 11-year-old, soon to be 12-year-old, spilled popcorn all over the counter. And I told her, because there was a rip in the bag and she was going to put the ripped bag with the chip clip into the cabinet. And I could just see the popcorn that was going to spill all over the cabinet that I was going to have to clean up later. And I said, put that in a Ziploc bag so it doesn't spill everywhere. And then I had to kind of guide her through, like, sweep the stuff off the counter so it doesn't fall all over. And I thought, this is crazy. Why? And I said out loud to her, I said, why am I having to walk you through how to handle this problem? And she said, I don't know, Mom. I think I got it. I just shut up. I was like, that's it. I'm done. And that's what we have to do in our businesses, right? We have to stop being the Wonder Woman, the Superwoman, and just really trust our team members. Like, you can figure out how to solve this problem. You got it. And that's a very basic example of a problem, but there's more complex problems. And so we've got to break the codependency. We've got to teach our teams and our businesses to grow up and function and make good decisions without us, because that is when we really have a viable business. And we've taken that risk of something happening to us and the business going under. We've taken that completely out of the business at that point.
Yes. And we support you. We walk you through step by step, not through, we teach you to be independent yourself. So it's not like you're 12 years old and we're rocking you to sleep still, right? But we really teach you all of the leadership skills that you need, and we support you with how to hire the best and all the systems that you need to put into place in your business to attract the A players that you need to be able to take time off. And I just have the most beautiful story to share. I'm not going to say our client's name. I know she's tuning in because she listens to every single episode multiple times. But she started with us 3 years ago. And I can remember, like, the first few months, it felt like every single call she was crying. And she
Mhm.
was working so hard and trying so hard, doing all the things to build the culture of her business. And she just loves her team and her business and her community. And it just felt like every time she took a step forward, it was 10 steps back, right? And we've worked with her for the past 3 years. And last week and this week, as I met with her, Dr. Sabrina, she was so confident, and she came in with a challenge, and her shoulders were up. Her posture was just perfectly poised. And she just stated the challenge and what she was going to do about it. And we just talked through the different scenarios so that we could see where the gaps were and what the possibilities were. It was a totally different human being. And I just want to just share that big shout out for our friend and how much we love her and how proud of her we are. And I want to point out how life-changing that is when you come to that place where you are not spinning your wheels trying to deal with these challenges that sometimes aren't solvable, right? You just need to handle the issue with the team member and keep moving on and building your business and focus on the things that are most important. But to just be able to have that confidence and know there's people that have your back, and you are going to keep moving forward in your business and creating that sustainability so that you can have your life.
Yes. And so I want to put this in real concrete terms so that you can see yourself in this. So, on average, our clients in the first 30 days are getting 10 hours a week back. So that's like 40 hours back from your life in the first month with us. And then over the course of 10, 11 months, about a 716% increase in time off. So a sevenfold increase in your ability to be away from work. Profit is doubling in 10 or 11 months, and owner's pay is increasing by 55%. And so that means more money coming into your household. It means you have freedom, like to be able to go out to eat and to take your family on vacation, to put your kids in the school that you've been wanting to put them in for a while now, or to buy something special for the family or for yourself, like go get a fun toy, right? The things, the side by side you've been wanting, or whatever that thing is in your life. That's what really changes. And it's so a 4-week vacation. A lot of times people picture a business owner sitting on the beach sipping margaritas. I'm not sure any of our business owners have done that. Maybe they have. If you have, I want to know about it. I'd love to shout you out. But for the most part, it's really about taking time to be present with themselves and their family and going to do something and having experiences away from work that really build the quality of life instead of waiting until they're 65 or 70 to sell the business and then have the money from the sale of the business and finally have time to go do things. Well, guess what? When you're 70 years old, you are not going to want to be riding around on your side by side. So let's have some fun now and enjoy life now.
Yeah. What's it going to cost you to just wait and not experience these things with your family while you can? So if you're ready to learn how to take some time off from your business, join us in our upcoming Jumpstart. Dr. Sabrina, you're going to be there. I'm going to be there. Caitlin's going to be there, which is our workforce development expert, how to hire the best strategist. Caitlin is phenomenal. Tell us more about the Jumpstart, Dr. Sabrina.
So the Jumpstart is really your opportunity. You've been hearing about the Better Business, Better Life program, and you think, oh my gosh, I want that. So we give you kind of an open house experience for 3 days. You come for an hour and you really experience what it is like to be in our Better Business, Better Life program. And we start to show you real simple strategy shifts following the Tap the Potential solution that allow you to pay yourself more. So by attending the Jumpstart, you're going to see how to pay yourself $50,000 more in the coming year without you having to work harder in your business. So like this is $10,000 an hour time for you. Sign up for the Jumpstart at tapthepotential.com/jumpstart. We're starting April 7th. Block the time on your calendar, show up. This is the best investment you can make in yourself and in your future.
All right. We will see you at the Jumpstart. Thank you for tuning in to the Profit by Design podcast. We will see you next week.